Hey guys, welcome back to another Movie Buzzer Live. Um, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be probably a quick episode of this, a quick live stream of it, because I am exhausted and tired. But I really wanted to kind of get into this subject and talk about it with you guys. The Venom, Let There Be Carnage, apparently end credit scene has leaked online, or people have been actually talking about it because now there's been screenings of Venom Let There Be Carnage. So um I haven't seen anything. It's just kind of what I've just seen as like a rumor of what it's going to be. So if you don't want to be spoiled, definitely come back and check out the video later, maybe after you watch the movie or whatever. But right now it's going to be kind of a little spoiler. Just from the rumor that's been released. So the rumor is that the end credit scene of Let There Be Carnage, Venom basically confronts or heads or not confronts Spider-Man, but is a Spider-Man cameo at the end of the movie. And that it's apparently Tom Holland's Spider-Man as MCU Spider-Man, but it hasn't been confirmed. But they are really pushing forward that's what's going to happen. Andrew actually basically said here, and he's put it in the chat that it's the same thing what I heard. It was the Venom comes to MCU to confront Spider-Man. No word of Tom Holland actually appears um, in that leaked footage or not. I do know that Venom 3, they are already planning ahead. You got Venom 3 getting ready to go, and that end credit scene sets up Venom 3, where they have came out and stated that Venom will fight Spider-Man in Venom 3. Um, that it will have Spider-Man in Venom 3 basically. So basically they're setting it up. There was rumor where maybe in the after credit scene of Spider-Man No Way Home that we get a Venom cameo in the end credit scene of that movie. So it's like Sony and Kevin Feige or whatever are putting everything together, and they're basically, I think that we're going to finally get Spider-Man versus Venom. I think part of that might actually finally happen. Um, here's hoping. Here's hoping. The thing is, I wish they would have done it still in the first Venom. Um, Venom 2, Venom Let There Be Carnage. Some of the reviews from the early screenings that people have gotten to see of it have actually came back and said that the movie was really, really good. Again, these may be people that like the first film. I'm going in with low expectations, so therefore I don't know what to expect from it. Hey, David, how's it going, sir? Um, but I I don't know how I'm going to feel about Let There Be Carnage. To be honest with you, it's 190 minutes, 130 minutes long, hour and 30 minutes long. Oh my god! See this. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. But I wanted to get in here and talk about this. Um, because it was the main thing I wanted to talk about was the fact that it's Venom 3 and that they're pushing for Spider-Man to be in Venom 3. But my thing is, if they do that, why couldn't they give it in this movie? I'd rather Spider-Man and Venom team up against Carnage. So, yet don't want to bash the movie when I haven't seen it yet. So therefore, that's here now. But I can't wait for. Um, we've been waiting for a great Spider-Man versus Venom movie for a long ass fucking time. Uh, any Venom fan really has, and hopefully we'll finally get it. I don't care which fucking Spider-Man he fights. I really don't. It could be Andrew Garfield's. It could be Tom Holland's. I don't care. Could be a fucking Spider-Man we don't even fucking know. I'd be happy as long as it's a Spider-Man. Andrew says, I heard the scene sees Eddie and Venom watching TV on that TV. Tom Holland as Spider-Man with Jameson talking about his framed murder of Mysterio, and then that's possibly it could be when Eddie's Venom symbiote saying he looks tasty, meaning they will both meet soon. See, I haven't really delved into it because I don't want to know too much before I go into the movie. So therefore, I'm like just kind of like, okay. I mean, and granted, it's only an end credit scene, so it ain't like it's a big deal. Um, who knows if the movie fucking flops, which I doubt it will. I think it will make money. But if it were to flop, we would never fucking see it. So like it matters, because that's the problem when movies try to set up the next movie too much. They fail. David says, I hear that he's fighting a Spider-Man, but it's unclear if it will be a Spidey from a film. And see, that's the thing. I mean, from what I'm understanding, they've said that like Spider-Man 3 will, I mean not Spider-Man 3, Venom 3 will have him versus Spider-Man, but it's unclear if it's going to be a Spider-Man we already know. If it's Toby, if it's Andrew, if it's Tom. It might not be none of them. It might be just a whole new Spider-Man because of the fact that we're getting the multiverse. We're getting the MCU multiverse. Multiverse of Madness is from Doctor Strange. They're setting up multiverse so much that, and that's all you fucking hear about is that. So therefore, why not? I mean, why not just get? If you're gonna do it now, just put a fucking any Spider-Man in there. Just you could have any actor play Spider-Man at that point, because he's just fighting him, and hopefully we'll get a good one. Maybe we'll get a good one. So I mean, it's almost like it feels like the multiverse of Batman's that we have now. So Andrew says Tom Hardy's Venom versus Holland's Spider-Man is a cool idea. I I'm all aboard about it because I think Tom Holland does a great job as Spider-Man. Um, Andrew Garfield is more my Spider-Man as far as how he acts as Spider-Man. I think that was just to me that's Spider-Man. Even though Tom Holland has done a great job as Spider-Man, I just think he's more the Disney Ultimate Spider-Man. So that's the reason why. Like I said, they do both. All of them have done great jobs. Because I liked Toby back in the day, I did. Watching them now, they're a little bit harder to watch now. They haven't aged very well, in my opinion. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, but I mean, Toby did have some quips that Spider-Man would say, but he just didn't do it as much as I think that I'm used to seeing in a Spider. From either the Spider-Man cartoon, the Spider-Man comic. He just didn't do enough quips to me where um, Andrew and Andrew and Tom have taken it to the next level. So that's the reason why I like them better. David says watching the Bad Batch starting pickup at least. I don't. I'm not a Star Wars fan, so therefore I'll never watch Bad Batch. Now I do like the Mandalorian show. I think that's an actual. I really like the Mandalorian show, and I can't wait for season 3 to see where they take it to the next level on that. David says the clones aren't very interesting yet. See, I know people were watching it and then they lost interest in it. Andrew says, cool idea. What if the Marvel movies from the early 2000s was in the same universe Tobey Maguire Spider-Man? I think we've had this conversation before, actually, Andrew. Basically, I know what you're saying, the Fox films, the X-Men films, Fantastic Four, all that. I understand. But they never really reference in the first place, like in the Spider-Man films, the X-Men films wouldn't fit, because you'd have mutants and they would be mentioning mutants, in these other movies. So I don't think the X-Men films are canon to anything. I could see where some of the other ones maybe, possibly, but the problem is like with Daredevil, probably not because even Fantastic Four, a lot of that takes place in New York, and Spider-Man's in New York. So, those are all just one-off movies. That's all what they were always were. They were their own series, um, their own universes, basically, because they never thought about I think crossing anything over and back then. So they were just were thinking about getting movies out at the time. Same thing with the Batmans that we had back in the day. The Tim Burtons and the Joel Schumachers and the um, Christopher Nolans. They're all set in their own time. Even though Schumacher's is a continuation of Burton's, to me they're still opposite, because if you watch Batman Forever, you get the story of him again becoming Batman in a way is in that movie. So it's like their own thing. So, but anyway, like I said about the whole Venom thing, it's just I'm still looking forward to the movie. I'll enough to just because of the Carnage part. We'll see if it actually is a good movie or not, and go from there. I am a little bit more psyched now about this end credit scene. If we do get some kind of cameo of Spider-Man, it'll make me a little bit more into it. But hopefully, it's an end credit scene. By then, the movie's over, and I'm going to have my opinion of the movie. The end credit scene is not going to save the fucking movie to me, with or without it. Hey, Ryan, what's up, man? Nice to see you in here. Andrew says, I think Raimi focused more on the core aspects of what makes a great Peter Parker Spider-Man, such as showing the struggles that come with living a double life. And that is true. He played off the old Stan Lee Ditko Peter Parker Spider-Man. That's what he played off on, and that's what he brought to life. Where I grew up with more of the later Spider-Man, where he was, like I said, he was more sarcastic. He's, a little older. He's past college and all that kind of stuff. So, especially in the books, he was past all that. He was married and everything by the time I got around, to him. So, I think that, and the way Andrew plays him is more of that adultish or collegeist type of, he was the not emo, not emo. But he was that type of nerd instead of like how Peter was, how he wasn't, how Toby was. So, Andrew says let's see if I got there. His money problems, relationship issues. Yep. But basically touched on all that. When people say that Andrew and Tom's version of Peter Parker Spider-Man are more comic accurate, it just depends on it really depends on the source material that you go with. Toby's was comic accurate, I think, to the Stan Lee Ditko age, yes, to the Golden Age ones, but or Silver Age, whatever you want to fucking call them. I don't know what the fuck they are as far as ages, but he's more faithful to that. Where Tom is more ultimate. He's always been more ultimate Disney plus Disney type one. They only take into account the superficial aspects of the character, such as Peter's youthful age, web shooters, and him quipping. His quips is what makes Spider-Man Spider-Man. That's always been who Spider-Man is to me. Andrew says, but those same people ignore the core elements of what makes Spider-Man actually stand out, which I really like. Toby's Spidey did the best at. He did, kind of did. I give you that one. And oh my goodness! All right, because if we're gonna get this many guys, I'm gonna have to probably start sending in some super chats because I ain't gonna be able to put them all up on the board. Give me a second here. Thirsty as you can see, I'm trying to clear my throat. Ryan says, "Go for your own opinion and not others, because if you go for other opinions, it plants a small seed. If your head and grows by the time you see the movie, you see the issues others have." And that's one thing I tried to avoid as much as I can going into a movie because of that, because I don't want another opinion, someone else's opinion, to cross my mind when I'm watching a movie. That's why I hate the fact that we have special screenings before a movie is released anymore, because the way the internet is now, it's instantly on the fucking internet, and people spoil the fuck out of it. I mean, my title here, I mean, I'm just giving you what I have actually heard. I actually haven't went and read or looked at any footage. I haven't looked at any footage or read any or went and read any articles on this. This is just from basically titles and stuff that's coming up on my Facebook and my YouTube on this subject, and that this is what's going to be in it. So this is where I'm pulling from. I'm not actually looking and seeing what it was or nothing. This is just me pulling from that. And then where they talked about Venom 3, it was on my Facebook. One of the there's a place I follow on there, and they came out with the fact that Venom 3 will be a multiversal movie where he's going to be going up against Spider-Man. So that's where I'm coming from. That's where I want to talk about, because as a fan of Venom, I want to see him fight Spider-Man. We've all Venom fans do. You can't say you can't be a Venom fan and not want him fighting fucking Spider-Man at some point. But does that make it where they're going to hopefully leave Carnage alive and maybe have a Carnage in that movie too? That'd be fucking cool. Um, Andrew, man, you way too many, man. Way too many. I can't. Oh my god, I'll be here forever with all these. Hold on. Raimi showed how essential Uncle Ben was to him becoming Spider-Man, and how much it affected him and Aunt May. It showed how Aunt May cared for the most, especially with giving him advice and motivating him to be the best person he could be. And he was definitely the most self-sacrificing, caring, mature, and responsible version between the three live-action adaptations, and it shows how much of just average Joe he was. It wasn't because of fate like he was destined to become Spider-Man, as portrayed by the Amazing Spider-Man, or because he wanted to become an Avenger because of Iron Man. He just happened to be a regular, shy, nerdy guy who was just very popular, just trying to go about his life and do the right thing, regardless of how much. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, I just think Raimi, Toby were able to put more emphasis on the human side of Spider-Man, the man behind the mask, which is obviously Peter Parker himself, and also showed what drives Spider-Man to continuing being a hero and his motivations to always try to be best he can be. I have no problem with someone preferring Andrew or Tom over Toby, but I feel like there is a difference between having them being your favorite and claiming that they are more comically accurate towards how Spider-Man really is and would like to act. And all right, Andrew, you're right. You are definitely in your own right of that. That's who you feel. Toby is your Spider-Man. He fits the Spider-Man that you like and you want, and that's great for you. Toby was great for me the first three movies, with some exceptions in the third movie, but he was a great Spider-Man. We loved Toby as Spider-Man, and one through, and then, most people still stick with that. Just like how I'm still big Michael Keaton. Batman is my Batman, you know, but you know they have made different movies. On different people have different opinions on their movies and how they take the Spider-Man. I felt Andrew's Spider-Man was better, but I like Toby's Peter better. You know, so you got different aspects, and people like different things, and that's great, and that's what makes everybody different. That's what keeps us here on always debating on who's the best Spider-Man. I mean, I think we've been doing this for a long ass time. Who the best Spider-Man is, but and it's to be honest with you, it's ever who you think the best Spider-Man is. You know, I have mine. Everybody has theirs. You have yours. Toby is definitely yours. So, I mean, great. Ryan, if you can find a way to stop those notification updates that you received, stop them for a mouth and see how you feel. Also, don't read the comments because there are trolls out there. Andrew's not a troll. Andrew's here. He's here just like you, Ron, and want to talk about it, want to discuss. He's just giving his opinion on how he feels about his Spider-Man. It's all right. Actually, I don't. It don't actually notify me. I'm just looking at the screen again. I'm just on my phone. Streaming. Want to talk to you guys about Venom and everything, and just whatever you guys want to talk about. Like I said, I'm not going to stay on too long. I am tired. I'm exhausted. Grab a drink of water here real quick instead of the Coke. And that'll be going in like very shortly. But I do want to hear what you guys think about more about this Venom. Let there be Carnage. If you fight Spider-Man and everything, just leave it in the comments. If you're coming in and finding this video later, by all means, leave it in the comments and let me know what you guys think. Hit that like button. The guys who are in here, if y'all want to send any super chats, by all means, helps out the channel. Thank you very much if you do send those, and see if you guys become an MVP for tonight. Hey, Commander Data. Hey, Danny. How's it going, guys? Thank you for coming in. But yeah, we're talking about the Venom Let There Be Carnage possible end credit scene with Spider-Man. How they're basically setting up Spider-Man. Venom 3 for a multiversal movie where we will actually finally see Tom Hardy's Venom fight Spider-Man. It might not be a Spider-Man that we know, but who knows? Brad says, no, I'm not talking about Andrew as one of just people just trying to ruin movies. Okay. All right. But, oh, man. So, yeah, I'm going to probably go ahead and say 10 minutes. We're going to call it. Like I said, it's going to be a quick show tonight, guys. I'm exhausted. Worked all day, and actually, I just got done watching Nightmare on Elm Street, so the original. As I'm getting ready for Halloween. Halloween's around the corner, so and I'll be talking about my 31 nights of Halloween that I usually do every year. I'll be doing a video on that. So, hope you guys also checked out my trick or treat update, and also what was Wednesdays? Oh, Wednesdays was the She-Ra video. I will be talking about on Monday. I will have a video up for the Marvel Zombies series. Robert beat me to it, even though I already filmed it before, and I was going to put it up this morning, but I decided not to and hold it off till Monday. But anyway, I'm going to be talking about the Marvel Zombies series as well. I'm also going to be talking about Halloween kills here soon, because I heard some news about that. That's, I think, very interesting. Commander Data says, I still haven't even brought myself to watch the first Venom film. Dude, it's hard. It is fucking hard. I mean, I'm a Venom fan, but it's so fucking hard to watch that movie. I still have yet to finish it for a second time. I went to the theater to see it, so I finished it when I went to the theater to see it. But ever since I've owned it, I have not finished it once. I can only always get up to the She-Venom part in the movie, and that's it. And then it's like, I'm already tuned out. It's just, to me, it's not my Venom. Hashtag not my Venom. That's just my opinion. David says, I don't think people will be disappointed if the Spider-Man is unknown version. Should they risk it? I don't think people will be disappointed as long as it's a good fight against Spider-Man. If the guy playing Spider-Man is actually good. If it's a different person playing him, I'm all right with it. It could be like, I don't know. I wanted to see him go up against Peter, but also at the same time, fucking give me a Spider-Man. Give me a good story with it. That's what I want. For sure. I mean, for sure. And Ryan, you are the MVP as of right now, sir. Thank you very much for that $5 super chat. My opinion, critics are people giving their BS opinions of movies to make you not see the movies. And that's probably true. A lot of a lot of critics, they do go out and they bet they'll if they don't like the movie, they'll basically tell you they don't like the movie and then move on, and it sucks. Because a lot of people are so influenced these days on finding, hearing other people's opinions. Well, that movie fucking sucks. I'm not gonna fucking see that. And that's how the people are. You know, well, that movie sucked. I ain't gonna go see it. Me, I already kind of like, for instance, for me, Snake Eyes wasn't even really a movie that I really cared to see. I didn't want to see it, but I might have seen it. It was still possible I might have seen it only because it was G.I. Joe. But once those first words came out and those first opinions came out of people saying, well, this movie's garbage, this movie's trash, that right there automatically told me right then, all right, I don't need to see it. I'm done with it then at that point. I don't, nope. And now I will watch it, but I'll wait. I'm waiting for it to come on streaming, right, or either for free or very cheap. I actually just got Black Widow and watched that today too. Um, so, but thank you, Ryan, for the $5 super chat. I very much appreciate it, sir. Danny says Venom will go into the Tom Hollins universe. He and Eddie Brock will have a falling out. Venom will bond with Peter. We will see the black suit. Peter will figure out Venom is bad. And for no. Danny, I like your opinion there, but I don't think that's probably what's going to happen. It's just something about, I don't think the Peter that we have now with Tom Holland is going to be the Peter that would take the black suit. I really don't think, just by the way his character is in the MCU, I can't see him bonding with the Venom. I don't know. It's just something there. I don't see that. That's why I think if they do it, they're going to do a different Spider-Man. I kind of feel that might be the way they're going to do it. Danny says Venom and Eddie will reunite and we'll finally see the Venom costume with the white spider. They will go crazy and he'll forgive it. No, he won't all be forgiven. I'll still despise that first Venom movie regardless. Again, I like Tom Hardy as Eddie Brock and Venom, but I think Venom looks fine. Yes, I want to see the spider, but at the same time, if they do it, I want them to do it right, and I want them to do it good. I'm perfectly all right with a different Peter Parker, different Spider-Man. I think that's probably the better route to go, even though I said they should have done it with Andrews, but Andrew would have been they could have done it with Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man only because he you've seen his character where I could see him having a going with the symbiote because of him being in a dark place after losing Gwen. That makes more sense than Tom. I just can't see Tom's character the way they made that Spider-Man. He's not dark. Would go into that dark place, I think, where that would happen. Then David says this is pretty bad verse psychology. Ryan, alrighty, my guy, heading to bed right now. Great stream and good night, chat. See you guys next time. Peace, Ryan. Thank you very much. Right now, you're the MVP of the night. Appreciate it, sir. Thank you very much. You take care and have a good night. I'm going to be following very soon myself because I am exhausted. All right, David says I watched the whole Venom movie, but I zoned out. Can't remember most of it. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. And the thing is, with the new one coming, I need to rewatch the first one. I just need to make it a thing and just try to rewatch the first one instead of watching movies that I've seen plenty of times. Um, recently. Oh, well, except for Black Widow today. I watched it because I haven't seen him since I seen it in theaters. But I should get to it also before my every night Halloween movie. So definitely, I'm gonna be rewatching Venom here soon. And believe me, I'll probably have a stream about it. About I still hate the fucking movie, or I might actually have a new opinion about it because sometimes over time your feelings and everything of movies change. Um, Mine might after watching Venom: Let There Be Carnage. You never know. That movie. I might go into that movie and it blow me away, and it'd be a great movie where I have now a different opinion of the first movie. Could be possible. Um, I just got a feeling. Just my opinion, guys. I think the only thing I'm gonna like about it is Woody Harrelson's Carnage. Probably the only thing I'm gonna like about that movie. All right, so Ryan sent in the $5 super chat. Thank you very much again, sir, for that $5 super chat. I'm gonna give you 5 more minutes instead of me go ahead and cutting it off now. 5 more minutes, guys. Let's discuss anything you guys want to discuss. Um, and we'll keep it going. Another super chat will give you more minutes. That's how I think I'll play it out. Um, you want to keep talking? Keep talking. We'll do it that way. Dollar for every a dollar for every minute. We'll do it that way. At least for now. But yeah, anything you guys want to talk about? If you're also catching this stream later, hit that hit that like button. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you guys think of the Venom Let There Be Carnage and credit scene. Do you think it's is it going to have Spider-Man in it? We'll go from there. If you're not subscribed, by all means, subscribe to the channel, guys. All right, David says, have you been watching the Stargirl? What do you think so far? Yes, I caught up today. I finished getting caught up today. Because it was this week's and last week's I had to catch up on this week. And dude, love it. Love the fucking Green Goblin in it. Yep. Love the Green Goblin in it. Because that's exactly who he fucking reminded me of at first. I know he's different, but it just feels like, well, look, there's Green Goblin. But yeah, I'm loving the Stargirl. Loving Stargirl. That's a great show. I really liked it, and I definitely recommend it. If you ain't watching Stargirl, definitely go check it out on HBO Max, CW app. Very good, very good. Definitely worth to watch. Definitely worth to watch. Very well put together, especially better than Flash, Arrow, all of them. Only Superman, Lois, and Stargirl, only two I watch now on CW for the most part. I will watch Flash when it comes back on, but I'm not a big fan of how it's went. We ain't had a good Flash season since 3, and 3 was Commander Data. Who do you think? Who do you think Venom could bond with that Sony has? Oh, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about like how they like make old Venom, the Venomized characters that they have. I hate that. I really do. I'm being honest here. I don't like that. To be honest, Venom should only be bond with Venom and or Spy. How he should be with Spider-Man. That's how I feel. I really, I just kind of feel that's how it should be. I don't like him bonding with anybody else. Um, but I'm gonna say if they bond anything, and I'm surprised they haven't fucking already done it and do a Agent Venom movie. I am like so surprised they haven't done an Agent Venom or thinking about doing an Agent Venom spinoff. Because I could really see that happening. David says, "Yeah, I did see the Goblin resemblance. The Shade is another favorite of mine. Shade is pretty fucking cool. I like that. But yeah, the Eclipso looked too much. It was like the colors and everything. It looked like Green Goblin to me. But it was funny to watch. But yeah, definitely that last episode. I love that last episode. Plus, I I love the girls that they got in that show. Not only the Stargirl, she's hot, but I like Wildcat. She's hot. I like the one who plays Cindy Berman. Yeah, those girls are good. Ron says, one more question. It seems like there are problems with Marvel and the actors. Is there one thing you can think of that could ruin Marvel, or does Marvel continue to have its great runs? One thing that can ruin Marvel, I don't know. I right now they're still kicking them out. I mean, they're still doing good. Um, they got good movies coming now. I thought Shang-Chi was going to be if any of them, I thought Shang-Chi and the Eternals were the two movies that could bomb for them. Just because nobody knows them, you know, because all the movies that come out after those are all sequels, or yeah, they're all sequels. You got Spider-Man, Doctor Strange, Thor. Then you have an Ant-Man, Black Panther, Captain Marvel. All of them are sequels now. So I don't see them. The only thing, I mean, they're still going to have all those established characters right now and all those actors in those roles for them right now. I don't see them slowing down anytime. I don't know what's going to cause them to finally fall out. One horrible movie, but who knows when that one will be? Because the Ant-Man would be like probably the worst one out of that batch, but not when it's going to have Kang in it. So who knows? Cameron Cameron Velska, welcome, guy. Venom is the MC. Venom is in the MCU. You're welcome. Uh, that's for what I'm hearing. So we'll have to see if that actually is true or not. Ryan says, I don't really see Marvel dominating in the future. Everything always fades away. Good things do last forever. Hey, they've dominated for over 10 years. They're on what now, year 12, and they're still, I mean, they're not making billions now because of what happened with COVID and everything, but those movies probably could have been. They're still making good money, so I mean, things last forever. I mean, you say things don't last forever, but yet look at Star Wars, dude. Star Wars has been here since the 70s, since before me, since before I was born, and a lot of us were born, and it is still just as popular, if not popular, than it was then. So I don't know. We could be looking at Marvel for a long ass fucking time. Who knows? Um, David says that Dune director did call MCU a film factory, lacked art and passion. Yeah, I did see where I think he said that that everything was copy and paste, and I was trying to find Phil besides Black Widow. I mean that's the only one I know of. Like there was a copy and paste of Winter Soldier. There's a Wish version of that. Um, Shang-Chi, you could say it was probably similar to Black Panther, just for Chinese, where Black Panther was for black, the black community. So I mean, you could say that, but to me, they're their own movies. They're their own movies. I don't look at it as too much of a cut and paste. I really don't. Ryan says, I know that Batman is an iconic character, but how many times can you make a different Batman movie from before? Thank you. Thank you. We have seen so many fucking Batmans. That's the reason why I think Keaton's Batman, the 89 Batman, and the sequel to that, Batman Returns, those are my Batmans. Those are the ones I always go to. Yes, sometimes they don't age very well, but those are my classics. I don't get me wrong, I do like Nolan's Batman Begins and The Dark Knight. Um, but you know, you can only retell a Batman so many times. Now, hopefully, and I think that's probably one reason why I didn't really care for Affleck's Batman. I wasn't into Affleck's Batman. Um, I know a lot of people love that Batman, but I was not a fan of him as Batman. I'm kind of curious what Robert Pattinson brings to the table and how they do that movie, especially with it being a very detective type movie. Cameron Belska D didn't James Cameron bash and the Marvel 2. Those directors are stupid. Yeah, he bashed it as well because just because movies make better than their movies, basically. So basically. And I think this will probably be the last one since we're right at the 40 mark. David says, "What's your opinion on of Batman Forever?" Batman Forever. God, I loved that movie when it first came out. I'm a big Jim Carrey fan, so I liked Jim Carrey in that movie. But when you go back then when it came out, I was younger than my daughter, um, and I liked it. I really liked it, and I liked it for quite a few years. But then you realize how bad the movie really is. I like the fact that we got the story of Robin and how he became Robin. That I liked Chris O'Donnell. I didn't mind Val Kilmer. I think the biggest thing I didn't like was at the time was Val Kilmer switching over, from Michael Keaton, and then the more cartoonish way it went, basically. It was too much comedy compared to the seriousness of the first two, and over time it just became. It's not Batman and Robin bad, but it's now close to it now, in my opinion. Um, and then Ryan says that example I just said, I was putting that with how Marvel going forward in the future could slow down. It's possible. It's possible. Very possible. All right, guys. I do want to thank you guys all for coming in tonight and talking with me on this subject. Please hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not a subscriber. And that will be it for now. I will see you guys on Monday, where I think we're going to be talking about Halloween Kills on Monday. We'll see if anything comes up over the weekend. So, till next time, guys. Have a good one. Peace out.